During my European travels, I've explored cities where glamour, fame, and wealth intertwine effortlessly, dazzling in their pursuit of attention. But then there's the city where old money resides, a place where wealth doesn't dazzle, but radiates. Quiet and eternal, indifferent to trends and untouched by time. I visited Monaco, the city of princes, casinos, and style. The first thing I noticed is the lack of logos. Compared to the designer-clad throng in most global hotspots, no flashy monograms or logos on purses, footwear, or sunglasses disturb the environment. Such pedestrian displays were unnecessary here. Wealth in this city hums, not clangs. Residents are confident because their clothes speak for themselves. A coat is a tailoring masterpiece with undetectable seams and a fit that flatters the wearer. To those who know, the rich, heavy wool that glides like liquid exposes its heritage. Cashmere is a religion here, but not in department shops or fashionable boutiques of new money enclaves. This cashmere differs. It looks and feels delicate, like centuries-old craftspeople made it. This luxurious material sweaters and scarves glitter from the fiber's translucent quality, not decorations or metallic threads. They drape easily as if the cloth knows the wearer's shape. Each piece of clothing oozes legacy and quality. Buttons, usually made of mother of pearl or horn, are decorative pieces polished to catch the right light. Stitching is precise and intentional, undetectable to the untrained sight, but evident to the expert eye. Even their silk coat and jacket linings are more gorgeous than other cities' most famous dresses at Fashion Week. This luxury doesn't need to be announced. No flashy colors, patterns, or details are needed. They have the luxury of knowing that genuine elegance comes in moderation, in letting workmanship and quality speak louder than any logo. Wearing these attire signals to oneself, I know who I am, and I need no affirmation. The color palette of this city's wardrobe is nothing short of a masterclass in restraint and refinement. Here, hues are not chosen lightly. Every shade feels deliberate, almost ceremonial. Muted tones dominate the street, rich chocolate browns that evoke old libraries filled with leather-bound books. Deep navies that resemble the inky waters of a secluded lake at dusk, and soft grays as calming and unassuming as a mist rolling over an ancient countryside. Earthy tones seem to be the unofficial uniform. Olive greens, stone beiges, and taupes blend seamlessly, producing a delicate harmony. These hues are lovely and understated. The warm, welcoming colors indicate a profound connection to nature and tradition, as if each garment were pulled from an 18th century landscape picture. Just when you think you've seen it all, a little splash of color breaks up the neutrals. A casually elegant burgundy scarf over a camel coat captures the afternoon light. The subtle glow of emerald cufflinks on a pristine white shirt cuff reminds you that even temperance has its indulgences. These accents are planned. They feel deliberate, possibly an homage to a family crest, a prized antique, or the wearer's attitude that day. These folks seem to know when and where to add a pop of color to a muted canvas. The real wonder is their dislike of loud and fashionable things. People chase significance in other places, wearing neon brights or experimental patterns that demand approval. That idea is absurd. Dressing like everyone else would be gauche and violate their carefully crafted sense of identity. Monaco has a timeless style. It exists beyond fashion weeks and social media trends. These aren't seasonal clothing. They are supposed to last and age gracefully with their wearers, becoming as much a part of them as their accent or walk. Even color combinations reflect the city's culture. Everything is very cohesive. Monochromatic gray outfits, flawlessly paired navy and tan layers, and the rare moss green and cream combo. Nothing seems random or overthought. Style theory holds that elegance comes from simplicity, and simplicity comes from recognizing what works, not just now, but forever. To stroll among these folks is to feel like you've entered a timeless painting of refinement, where fads are useless and only lasting fashion matters. This city boasts rather remarkable tailoring, which is evidence of the type of workmanship refined over millennia and handed down, like a tightly kept secret. Men stroll the cobblestone alleys in suits that seem to defy physics. They fit so precisely. They look shaped to the wearer's body. Though undetectable to the unaided eye, every seam is exact and essential for the structural integrity of the garment. The coats slink easily over shoulders, the pants break just slightly over polished shoes and fit so perfectly only from the hands of a great tailor. These outfits are investments as classic as the cobblestones themselves, not just clothing. The ladies are no less perfect. Their motions are complemented by elegantly cut blouses and skirts, which help them to stroll with a calm confidence through the streets. Here, the tailoring is exact. Hemlines fall at exactly the correct length to indicate elegance rather than exposure, and waistlines are nipped just enough to flatter without constriction. The easy flow and drape of fabrics hide the precise engineering that goes into every item. Though few, accessories are quite important. Particularly pearls are plentiful. They are not the flashy big sort made for display, but rather heritage pearls with a gentle, modest brightness that suggests history. These pearls, which each strand chronicles weddings, anniversaries, and generations of elegance, are worn for feeling rather than prestige. Shoes in this city are a study in creative simplicity and exacting care. For both men and women, loafers rule supreme. Their leather is so soft and well constructed it seems to fit the wearer's foot. Understated leather boots are polished to a mirror finish that echoes the old-world elegance of the city itself. Brogues with subtle perforations provide an aura of peaceful heritage. Though rare, sneakers are perfect, simple designs meant to accentuate the wearer's intentional choice of casual elegance. They seem to be nothing. These are modest, custom-made, possibly always immaculately clean shoes, not the mass-produced trendy sneakers. They look almost contrite, as though they recognize they are modest, supporting players rather than the stars of the show. Shoes here are treasured, not only worn. Every couple is taken care of with almost holy fervor. Layers of wax and work that enriches the leather's character over time define the shine on a loafer or brogue, not the immediate outcome of a store-bought polish. Before fraying, laces are changed. Scuffs are polished off as soon as they show up. Soles are resolved long before they are worn through. Seeing someone strolling in messy shoes here would be as startling as seeing a flaw in the facade of a centuries-old structure. This city distinguishes itself with this respect for quality, durability, and attention to detail. It's about respecting history and workmanship, not about showing off money. Every suit, every skirt, every shoe tells a story, not only of the wearer's taste, but of a society that values timeless elegance over passing fads. The real distinction of this city lies not in the clothes themselves, though they are masterpieces, but in the demeanor of its people. In other places, wealth is a spectacle to be flaunted, paraded and exaggerated. Logos are flashed, price tags are whispered about, and trends are chased with fervor. But here, wealth is effortless. It's woven into the very fabric of life, a quiet, unspoken assurance that permeates everything. No matter their wealth, people exhibit a serene confidence that is unmatched, though their clothes are impeccable. It's how they walk, occupy space, and look at you with an almost imperceptible smirk that says, "I've had this coat for decades, and it's still more stylish than anything you'll ever own." It's not quite arrogance. Knowing one has nothing to prove and decades of affluence and refinement give one self-confidence. A scarf knotted with effortlessness, but you know it wasn't. A wristwatch that seems ordinary but is actually a rare heirloom worth more than most people's homes. Their every gesture, from crossing their legs to lifting a coffee cup, is purposeful and elegant. And yet, the brilliance of this city lies in its restraint. It mocks the garish displays of new money without ever uttering a word. The silent critique is there in every unembellished pearl necklace, every perfectly tailored blazer, and every scuffless loafer that glints faintly in the sunlight. It's a place that scoffs at excess, at anything loud or desperate for attention. To overstep the bounds of understated taste here would be akin to committing a social crime whose consequences are not legal but reputational, far worse in this world. Here, you don't dress to be noticed. You dress as though you are always prepared. Are you prepared to inherit an estate, to host an impromptu gala, Close a billion-dollar deal or simply take a leisurely stroll through a park that bears your family name? Everything you wear, every item you own, speaks to the life you were born into, or the life you've so carefully cultivated. A classic trench coat draped over one's shoulders, not as a necessity against the chill, but as an unspoken nod to centuries of refinement. It's not just fashion here, it's a philosophy, a belief that true style is timeless, unaffected by the trends that come and go like the seasons. As I left this city of quiet opulence, I couldn't help but feel a mix of admiration and envy. It's not a place you can simply imitate. You either belong to it, born into its traditions, or you observe it from the outside, forever trying to grasp its secrets. For 24 hours I was a guest in this world, and while I may have worn the right clothes and carried myself with practiced elegance, I knew deep down that true old money style isn't something you can buy. It's something you are.